Hi everyone, just come to share with you another journal that I finished. This one is a kind of fully decorated journal. My last lot have been blank ones. Just waiting for the glue to dry there a little bit. I just want to get it videoed because I'm going to be really busy over the weekend making a wedding journal, well, finishing off a wedding journal for my sister-in-law. Who's going to another wedding. So anyway, this journal here, love this paper, which actually it's card. It's I'll show you the paper pad that I showed it on the chat group on Junk Journal Junkies, but this was the paper pad, and it was this paper here. This was which was on the back of it, which was the Paris, but I wanted to use this. So anyway, I used that. It measures 8.5 by 5 3/4. Use this lovely image here, and I can't remember if I found that on Pinterest or if it's one of Daisy's, because it was just already printed off and in my stash, so I can't remember. Again, using the rosette trim, and I love the feel of that. And that is the back. It's got, it says happiness on here, which is a stamp by, I think it's a Kaisercraft stamp set. Kind of lost the packaging for it, so it's just in a clear bag now. Yeah, done some stitching on here. There is some fibres and lace trim on the edges of the pages. We've got organza closure. I have ordered some seam binding from New York, so I can't wait to get that. I ran out ages ago, and I've just been using organza ribbon for my closures, but I'm kind of getting fed up with it now, so it's time for seam binding. So anyway, I've done the backing the white cardstock onto this paper, obviously to make it thicker, and done some sewing, inked it up, done some stenciling. Got a envelope here with a doily and a flower. I have used digital items from Tsunami Rose, Artie Mays, is it Christie Art Design, and I think Cameo Shop, but as I mentioned in another video, I don't think Cameo Shop's up and running at the moment. So anyway, these are inside that pocket, and I'm just going to flip through. So we've got a corner tuck. Oh, and Sue Olsen, who's the innkeeper here on YouTube. I use some of her digital items. Just put some paper in there. It's folded over, so there's places to journal. These are from Artie Mays. Got a doily. Done some stenciling and stamping. And got some squared paper there. This is Tsunami Rose. I just made a flip up here, and it flips down. And inside here we've just got some folded over ephemera from Tsunami Rose. Love these. Love the flowers. They're really nice. Here I just paper clipped some ephemera on there, which has been coffee stained. Doily. Here I actually messed up on the stamping in the corners. Well, I didn't actually mess up at the ink. I've got a new ink pad, and it's really wet and juicy, so I hadn't let it dry, and I accidentally touched it and it smeared, so I just made a little pocket there. Pop that in there. These pockets are from Tsunami Rose. I can't remember who they're from now. They're little bookmarks, but I'd first seen them on Denise, who is Denise Sayers. She had used them on a journal cover, and I just liked them as they were. I think that's what she'd used anyway, but so I got them, had them for a while. Just some ephemera, which just tucks in the back here. This is from the Edith Holden It's not the Edwardian Lady one, it's the Country Knots or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but I've got two. I'm going to show you actually. Oops. It's this one. The Nature Knots of an Edwardian Lady, and I have that one as well. The Country Diary. That's what it was. Oops, just knocked the camera. So it was from the Nature Notes. This was actually in the book. It was like the first page in the book, and it had nothing on the back, so I just very carefully took that out so that I could use that, because it's got a nice pretty pattern on there. This flips up, and have I glued it down? Probably. Haven't done any gluing in a few days actually, and I've just opened a new glue tube as well. Anyway, that flips up. A ephemera piece. This is from Artie Mays. Just been coffee stained. Well, actually I brush it on. When I've printed these out, I don't dip it into coffee or anything. I brush it on. And this tag, I couldn't think what that was called then. Some of this lovely fluffy trim, centre of the signature, and I've just made some pockets, and I've used this from Artie Mays. These are my favourites at the moment. I'm just using I go through stages of using certain things within everything, and then I'll find other things that I've got to, to print off, and then I'll use them as well. But I do have like a go-to. That flips out. Here we've got another flip up with the tag and postcard there. I don't know if I've said, but there's 92 pages in this, front and back. That's not including the doilies. I don't include them. Another one of these bookmarks, and this. These are Tsunami Rose as well. Some dainty trim on the edges there. Some more ephemera that's been stamped in the corners there, and just some ephemera. I'm going to take it off. Another flip up, which I've probably glued down. This, because the doilies were just slightly too big for that, but I've kept them. I didn't trim it off, I just kept them there. Yeah, glued that down. There we go. And some more ephemera. I love the background colour in that. It's a nice very pastel green. That's probably a proper name for it, but that's what I was calling it. And finally the back page, another tag, another one of these from Sue Olsen, and another envelope which has just got some coffee stained paper in there, and it just pops in there, and the back has just got another envelope which obviously is a pocket, and you can tuck things inside there, and these. So that is that journal. This will be listed on my Etsy, and if you have any questions, someone had, if you're watching it again, but I have answered you. When I do the let me go back in here again. Oh no, I've made the knot. Okay. When I'm doing the stenciling, let me just find a page there. I use my thingy bobber that you can see is like fallen to bits, and I have got like more or less full pack to use, and I use Vintage Photo, and I don't know where my stencil is, but it's in some state, I'll tell you. And if anyone knows, I've got a question here. When I'm using it, it's all kind of bending up and stuff like that, obviously where I'm going around it. And it only seems to be certain parts, and other parts are really fine. And I was wondering how can I flatten that down again? Is there a way to do that? My son said, iron it. I was like, no, it'll melt. I don't know how to get it all flat again, because it's very intricate. I do think that's obviously why it's kind of curling up, as you can see there. But anyway, this is what I use, and I use that in my vintage photo. I don't coffee dye it. I think some people have thought that maybe I do something different, or you need something different to do it with. But no, it's just, I mean, you can do it with, I don't know, you do it with other things as well, not just vintage, not just distress inks. I'm sure you could do it with paints if you wanted to, and sponge it on, like stencil. When you used to stencil your walls, years ago when that was the thing, we'd buy like a little dauber thing, and you stencil and put it on the wall and daub it on. So I guess you could do it like that as well, which has actually just made me think about trying that. But anyway, that was that question answered, hopefully, and that is the journal. So I'm going in now, in at my shed to chill for a little bit. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I hope everyone in the path of the hurricanes are safe and have got out of, have managed to flee their homes, because that is really, really worrying. And I just, like I said, I hope everybody's safe, and I hope it soon passes and everyone can kind of hopefully return to their homes. Everyone is, so worried about everyone. So yeah, so have a great weekend. Bye.